Let's take a look at this shot by Raymond Bourque and a good save through a screen. Now watch Bourque. I mean, he is in perfect position tonight. He's on top of his game. This kid is really something. Now watch how he gets his hands and his arms close to his body, and he blocks his shot. Look, every angle is covered.
Bruins win the face-off. Back to the live action. Peterson's got the puck. Long shot. Saved by Bourque. Covers the rebound. And play stop. And Keith Crowder, number 18, looking for a rebound. A little over 2 minutes gone by. You know, Phil, it was interesting in talking about missing the net. Sometimes in baseball they have those kangaroo courts where the players kind of find each other a buck here and a buck there for making a miscue or a mental mistake. I wonder if they should have kangaroo courts on a hockey team. If you miss the net on a 2-on-1 bingo, you got to pay $1.
Well, there has been in the past on certain teams and a couple of teams I was with, but you can't find them as a general coach. You can't find them. No, but sometimes I'd like to.
But as a player, wouldn't you like to say, go into the game afterwards and say, hey, you missed the Randy, you missed the net, or something like that?
Well, I had a one this year, $5 for the guys. Every time they had to hit the net on a good shot, I gave them the money. Every time they missed it, they owed me $5.
Wolanin moving down for New Jersey. McLean centering. Sundstrom was tied up by Linsman back checking. Keith Crowder clears it out to Kenny Linsman. 2-on-2. He's got Bob Sweeney with him. Now he drops it off for Kuzak coming in. The shot deflected. Good play by Danico, who's down on the ice, got the stick on the shot. Along the boards, the back pass is out of the zone by Crowder. Down it goes. McLean over there with Tom McCarthy. Middleton's got it, but left it behind him. McCarthy tripped up by... rather, McLean was tripped up by McCarthy. The puck cleared out.
Loisel is back on the bench, by the way.
Middleton gave it away to Danico. Middleton has it back. Glenn Wesley coming in. Taken out of the play by Wolanin, and offside was called. 17:03 to go, second period. The start of tonight's game was delayed by over an hour. We should be late in the third period, or middle of the third period right now, or early in the second.
Wolanin was saying after the game last game that it was as tired as he's been ever. His legs, he said, felt like cement.
And I think part of that was the fact that Game 2 was a long, tough, physical game. Took a lot out of both teams. And then Game 3 was a physical game as well.
Oh, God.
Loisel went down.
McCarthy just slashed him.
Here's Loisel back. Sending it in. Kelvin moves it up the boards. Byers has got it. Around the other side. Cirella putting it in front off Loisel. He's tackled there by Byers. And now a lot going on and not being called. Melee fires through. Wesley plays it. And I think the officials may be struggling just a little bit here.
Before this is over, they'll be tired.
Shanahan with a shot that's stopped by Lemelin. Wesley's got the puck. Shanahan battling with Wesley in the corner. Two fine rookies, numbers 2 and 3 in the draft. Shanahan was number 2, Wesley number 3, and they battled for the puck. Ray Bourque, he's one of the best in the National Hockey League. Bruins trailing the Devils 2-0.
There is a thing called a supernova, which is where a star explodes. Because he didn't know where it was going to go. He looked up, he looked around, you know.
I never listened to that whole idea of, like, you got to do this and you got to do that to get to where you want to be.
Well, you know, it's like I've had my car for 12 years, and it's like a buddy.
What's a great thing to do? What's a great thing to do?
Is that crazy? Is that stupid?
Yes. Yeah.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If you're not wearing Dockers, you're just wearing pants.
Brian?
Yes.
Shut up.
No, don't.
Watch this face-off. Watch Loisel knocking down the McCarthy stick. I want you to watch now. Watch this. Boom. Right across the arm, and that hurts. Ooh.
Bruins forcing the play, some bumping, the puck deflected into the Bruins bench, and some pushing and shoving. Neely in for beat. And again, the test on the amateur officials being used, replacing NHL League officials who refuse to work. should mention that we have asked NHL officials, John McCauley, the director of officiating for the NHL, to come on. We tried to get Dave Newell earlier, and they declined our invitation to come on.
Let's take a look at this. Watch Verbeek come from behind and hit Kluzak into the boards. Cam Neely came in later and talked to him.
So I also should mention that John McCauley will have a news conference following tonight's game, and we'll discuss the situation with all of the media. That'll be following tonight's game. Gord Kluzak.
Let me ask a question. What if the Bruins would have said, no, we're not going on the ice? If the officials aren't going on the ice, what happened?
I would think to cancel the game, that's all. Maybe a forfeit? I don't know. I couldn't see that scenario.
It couldn't be because the NHL handed down the ruling.
I would think that what you said earlier, Phil, at the top of the show, that before they came out on the ice, both teams agreed that they were going to play it. The other thing, amateur official.
The other thing, this is an NHL sanctioned game, okay? They got a court injunction, and that's the only reason why they're having this hockey game, or the NHL would have said, sorry, no game, right?
Right. Around the boards. Long pass for Joyce. Joyce with a long shot, saved by Burke. Sorella knocked down by Janney. Joyce didn't get good wood on the shot, and Burke clears it aside. Janney gets to it. Joyce is open, but Janney didn't see him. Neely gets to it, but the pass out of the zone. 15:20 to go. Second period. New Jersey leading 2-0.
The Bruins are coming on in this period so far.
Belichick had a good hit on Neely. Bailey moves the puck, blocked by Peterson. Kept in by Janney. Good pressure by the Bruins. That kept the puck in the zone. Knocked down in front by Sorella. Belichick gets it to Lysell. Out for Andy Brickley.
The thing is, I don't know whether they're going to get a goal past this Burke the way he is playing right now. He is sharp.
Bill, I thought he was sharp in Game 3. I thought he was playing a fine game, but those penalties that the Devils took, losing control, hurt them and hurt him. Puck sliding down, icing waved off.
Got a penalty going on down there. Willie Platt is going to go for high sticking.
Platt called for high sticking by Paul McInnes, who is the referee for tonight's game. 14:38 to go, second period. Tom Meese is standing by in the studio.
All right, Sam, thank you very much. If you're just tuning in to our Stanley Cup game tonight, be advised that this is the night they may call the Mother's Day walkout. What happened is this. Devil coach Jim Schoenfeld was suspended by the NHL earlier this afternoon, beginning with tonight's game. The Devil management, obviously feeling they didn't have their day in court, an official NHL hearing went out and got a Superior Court judge in New Jersey to issue a restraining order that said that Schoenfeld could coach. Schoenfeld shows up behind the bench as the Devils take the ice for their warm-ups. The officials, Dave Newell, along with Brossiker and Scapinello, come out. They see this. They say, no way we're working this game. They refuse to work. Jim Schoenfeld, meanwhile, the Devils and Terry O'Reilly and the Bruins went back in the locker room. The game was delayed 67 minutes while substitute referees and linesmen were lined up. And there you have the situation we have now. The Devils lead it 2-0. The referee for the game is Paul McInnes. The linesmen are Jim Sullivan and Vin Godleski, all stepping into the breach on the Mother's Day walkout evening at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Let's get back to second period play now. Sam Rosen and Phil Esposito.
Devils power play. There's some slashing going on and penalties called. Right before the puck was dropped, Verbeek and Burridge swung sticks at each other. And they have some words for each other.
But Verbeek slashed back and takes him off the power play where he's really very effective.
Terry O'Reilly looks on, his team down 2-0. Platt went off for high sticking at 5:22. The Devils are on their second power play of the game.
Watch this. Right there on the left side of your screen. And watch Verbeek. Boom.
That hurts both ways.
Yep.
Again, Pat Verbeek is a man who scored earlier and showed that's what the Devils need from him, that goal scoring. Burridge joins Platt in the penalty box. Burridge for high sticking. And Verbeek slashing at 5:22. 5-on-4 man advantage for the New Jersey Devils. They send out Kirk Muller with Aaron Broughton and Jim Korn, Tom Curvers and Bruce Driver. Bruins with Casper, Middleton, Bork, and Kluzak. And the referee blows the whistle, stopping plays.
See, if this was NHL, if both guys would have been thrown out of the draw. Look at how they're cheating tonight.
And they're thrown out.
He's throwing them out. Well, that benefits New Jersey because Broughton is very good on the draw. Ricky Middleton will go in and take it, maybe. Or will he let Bork take it? Now, that surprises me. Well, let's see what Bork can do at center. Pretty darn good.
Wins the draw to Kluzak. Boards off the check and clears the zone. Curvers takes it back. Off the heel of the stick of Muller. Muller coming in. Bork whacks at him. Muller tapped away by Bork. He just stayed with him. Muller keeps it alive. Up the boards. Driver is there. Now it's Broughton. Driver waiting at the line. Gets the pass and shoots. Blocked by Middleton. Broughton's got the rebound. Big Jim Korn standing in front, screening Reggie Lemelin. Lemelin having difficulty seeing. Shot deflected. Into the corner. Kluzak gets to the puck. Can he clear? Yes. And Middleton breaks down. Middleton gets to the puck and moves in. He shoots. Hit the post. Kasper shoots high off the glass. Second post that the Bruins have hit in the game. Jim Korn comes down. Korn against Talbot. Now Muller in the corner. Korn goes in front again. Broughton along the boards. 55 seconds to go. New Jersey power play. Korn was taken down by Talbot as they battle in front. Driver's got it. On to Kerber. Kerber shoots. Save Lemelin. Sweeney's got the rebound. Well, they try to set that big screen on Lemelin in front. But he found the puck and stopped it. Linsman kills some time. Now the Devils move down again. John McClain. Off the skate of Sundstrom. Curvers goes back to get it. 25 seconds to go on the Devils power play. 2-0. Devils leading it. That looked like it was offside. Sundstrom, I thought, was ahead of the play. And it's whistled. It was offside. Okay.
Why didn't the other guy go?
20 seconds to go. Oh, they're helping out. They're helping each other out. 20 seconds left in the power play for New Jersey. 12:58 to go, second period. New Jersey leading 2-0. Goals coming 45 seconds apart. Maley at 10:47. Verbeek 11:32.
Watch this. Right off that right goal post. Dead on, he hit it. He had Burke beaten. Ricky Middleton.
Playing in his 106th career playoff game. Whoa, man, Middleton took down John McClain with a stick. Puck is cleared up into the crowd, but it went off McClain's stick. And the face-off outside the zone. Jim Schoenfeld, the focal point of the controversy. It's interesting. Jim Schoenfeld is away from the ice, is one of the nicest guys you'd want to meet. Sit down, talk calmly, quiet. You know, soft-spoken guy. But he got so incensed Friday night at the end of the game, he just got carried away.
Well, a lot of people are like that. Oh, did you see that?
Weird carom. Lemelin gloved it and holds on. Power play is over for New Jersey. 12:36 to go in the second period. And each team 0 for 2 on the power play.
Good concentration by Lemelin. Usually the guys go out, you know, to get the puck going around the glass. So Lemelin stayed in his thing and hit the edge of the glass. He went up and he caught it.
Outstanding numbers for Reggie Lemelin, who stepped into the fire after the Bruins lost Game 1 of the Adams Division Finals to the Montreal Canadiens. He won 4 straight and took Boston into the conference final. And he has won 2 of the 3 games played between these two teams. Kluzak over. McClain is there, centering, and it's intercepted by Janney. McClain banned on the shot. Janney sends out Neely. Danico is back. Neely brings it in. Danico takes him out. Good check. Bork moves in. Bork controls. Now it's Kluzak for Neely. Broken up by Danico.
Too much passing.
Bork taken by Neely. Gets the shot on. Saved by Burke. Joyce to Janney. Neely sets up in front. Bohannon takes out Janney. Neely moves the puck, but McClain plays it. And out of the zone.
I can never understand that when a guy has a great opportunity like Raymond Bork had right there, right in front of the net, and you try to pass it off.
11:53 to go in the second period.
Give it your best. Give it Lucite.
Coming into tonight's game, 7-3 when they score first in the playoffs. And the Bruins have not come from behind to win if the opposition has scored first. 1-3. Talbot. Now Lindgren brings it in. Cirella going back. Jay Miller with a hit. Crowder tries to get out in front. Feet for Lindgren. Fanned on the shot. Sullivan skates it. Didn't skate it clear. Now he gets it out. Kenny Lindgren. Lost to Alan Peterson. Stop. Belichick moves it up the boards. Bruins for the second game in a row going with 5 defensemen. Reed Larson not dressed tonight. Lindgren bringing it in. Miller knocked down. Crowder has the puck. Miller sets up in front. Giveaway. Bailey out. 2-on-1 with Sullivan. Kelvin comes back to help out. Sullivan is checked by Crowder and taken down. And here's Lindgren with a puck. Miller wide left. 1-on-1 with Cirella. Joined by Wesley. Miller moves in. For Wesley. Missed it.
See what I mean, Sam? That's what tells me they're not shy.
Bouncing puck. Devils get to it. Loisel clears to center. Shanahan knocking it away. Shanahan has it knocked away by Kluzak. 10:45 to go in the second period. New Jersey leading 2-0. Bruins leading the series 2-1. Game 5 Tuesday night in Boston. Shanahan brings it across. Ooh, he got hit by Bourque with the stick in the legs. Bouncing puck. Sutherland stops it for Kluzak. Chased by Verbeek. Kluzak to Tom McCarthy. Burke stops it. Plays the glass. Taken away by Middleton. Moving toward the net. He centers. Missed by McCarthy. Valanen was there to help break it up. Sweeney. Pass blocked by Shanahan. McCarthy pulled down. Oh, that was a penalty by Shanahan. Nothing called. Verbeek moving down. Poked away by Bourque. Picked up by Muller. Muller moves in. He looks. He centers all the way through. Verbeek battles. His stick is caught in the jersey of Rick Middleton, in the pads of Middleton. Now Sweeney breaks out. Middleton picks it up. Danico takes him down. And the Devils have the puck. 9:35 to go in the second period. 2-0 New Jersey. Korn plays it in. Bounces around. John McClain chases it down. Cirella playing it around for Korn. Korn centers for Patrick Sundstrom. Bourque got the stick on it. Kasper has it. Around for Bourque. Drives it out of the zone. And this will be an icing. Cirella makes the touch. Bourque obviously felt his team needed a breather. 9:10 to go. Second period. New Jersey leading on home ice.
A 4x4 that'll shift the balance of power in the truck world. Toyota's all-new V6 4x4. The most advanced V6 engine in any compact truck. Unsurpassed horsepower. More low-down torque than any compact V6 4x4. New V6. Now who's looking out for number 1?
Toyota.
Sam Rosen, Phil Esposito, Matt Lauer here at the Meadowlands Arena. Tom Mees in our Road to the Cup studios. And glad you're with us for Game 4 of this Wales Conference Final. Bizarre situation. Amateur officials being used in a Stanley Cup playoff game. And the league officials refuse to work tonight. Ray Bourque has played 18 minutes and 19 seconds of about 32 minutes. Bourque getting in. Ooh. Calvin slowed him down with a hook and then took the puck away. McClain off the side of the net, almost carried in. Lemelin smothers it.
Almost cost the first one on the officials, I believe. But it looked like it was outside. You see Lemelin tackling the car. Lemelin likes to talk to the players. Just take a look at it. Watch Korn now. Is he outside? Yeah. Absolutely. He gets hooked by Calvin. Now Lemelin covers up. Watch as the puck comes around. For some reason, Telvin loses the puck and it comes in front of the net. And Korn went and jabbed at it.
They tried to pass him. I think it was deflected by Patrick Sundstrom.
Telvin's mind is not.
31 minutes, 19 seconds have been played tonight. And Ray Bourque has played 18 minutes and 19 seconds of them.
Well, they're behind. 2-0. That's the reason. They're shooting. Devils 13-12. Not a lot of shots on goal.
6-3 for Boston here in the second period. No scoring here in the second. Devils with 2 goals in the first period. A span of 45 seconds. Maley and Verbeek, the goal scorers. Here's Telvin to Linsman. Don't forget tomorrow night, Game 4, Edmonton and Detroit. Brickley sending it in. And Glenn Wesley is back for it. Icing is called on the New Jersey Devils. We'll be on the air at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Mike Emmerich and Bill Clement standing by in Detroit to bring you Game 4. Tom Mees in the studio, and it'll be interesting tomorrow night, Bill, to see what the league officials will do.
Very interesting. I don't know. I mean, I think they've got to resolve this, whatever their dispute is, right away. Now.
Will the officials out in Detroit who have done the Campbell Conference game, will they honor the action taken by the officials here tonight?
Yeah, I believe they will.
Who walked out? Dave Newell, Dennis Morrell were the referees in attendance. Gord Brossiger and Ray Scapanello were linesmen scheduled to work tonight. One linesman in attendance who lives in New Jersey. Pat DeCruzzo was here.
Yeah. He just came to watch the game.
Linsman on.
He did say to us, I hope I don't get in trouble. Oh.
Bourque moving it, but it skips off the glass and up into the crowd. Sticks up between Driver and Crowder. Wolanin steps in.
I was a linesman, I just, well, not now, but if they get into fisticuffs, I just let him go.
It was not Wolanin who stepped in. It was Kerber who stepped in, excuse me. 8:15 to go in the second period as things settle down. No, maybe they won't settle down. Kruzak and Maley set to go. A tough job for the amateur officials called on to officiate a tense Stanley Cup playoff game. Loisel all over Linsman, pounding him on the ice.
Oh, he's calling Linsman too, though. That's bad. Now Linsman's going to go back at him.
Loisel, he wanted to spear him.
Well, he's going to go back at him now because Loisel should have definitely got the extra penalty there. Linsman turtled, and he did it to draw the penalty.
Now the temperature rising. And can these amateur officials maintain control of the Stanley Cup playoff game? Loisel and Linsman go off. We'll be right back.
I just bought a set of Michelins.
You could have saved some money on another brand.
Why take chances when a Michelin's only a little more?
A tire's a tire.
My last set of Michelin's got 60,000 miles.
Tell me the truth. Didn't you buy them just for the name?
Yeah. The name is Jackie.
Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Terry O'Reilly is not happy over what went on. What transpired is Linsman was knocked down and beaten on by Loisel. They're both off, and it appears as if Loisel will not get any extra time.
Well, let's take a look at it, okay? There's Loisel. See him on the right with left with Linsman?
There's the penalties.
But look at them. They're going at each other right from the beginning. But here's the penalty at the bottom. Driver and Crowder. Now Loisel is right in at the dot. He's coming in. You'll see Loisel come in on the top. Here he comes. And now there's Linsman and Loisel. Now they're pushing each other still. Loisel's got a hold of him. Now watch, he knocks him down. Punches him once. Another one.
Oh, man.
Another one. And then he gives him another shot right there. and he doesn't get any extra penalties. Now, Linsman did the job in getting them in. There's no doubt Linsman should have had it. The Loisel get extra.
2 minutes each. Linsman and Crowder, 2 minutes each high sticking. Driver, Loisel, 2 minutes each high sticking. 11:45, time of all penalties. And I can only believe that that will serve to fester the anger being felt by the Boston Bruins. Jim Schoenfeld with some words for the players on the ice. The director of officials, the National Hockey League, John McCauley, in the penalty box looking on and trying to assist the amateur officials in any way he can. McCauley, a former referee. Kluzak back for the puck, still skating 5 aside. New Jersey leading 2-0. 8 minutes to go in the second period of Game 4. Bruins leading 2 games to 1. Offside Boston. And sticks up for Beacon. Kluzak in center ice.
See what the Devils are doing now. They're trying to take the Bruins out of their game. So now they should Miller, guys like Miller and Plank and Byers, they are the guys that should get into it.
Miller's going after Muller. Oh, everybody's in it. Broughton. Muller wants to get at somebody. He wants to get at Jay Miller. Sweeney and Miller. Broughton. And Danico have gotten in front of the Boston bench. That's Wolanin in a wrestling match.
Byers hasn't taken off his gloves yet. Neither is Kluzak. And I don't understand why the officials taking
Kluzak has been escorted into the penalty box as the linesman goes back to try and help out. And now it just gets uglier and uglier.
This guy, personally, I think both teams are showing some restraint, except that look at O'Reilly.
Coach O'Reilly, he wants Verbeek. And now another coach getting involved.
Jay Miller getting in. Now 2 guys on Miller. Miller on there's Byers and Wolanin are going at it now. O'Reilly's fighting with somebody.
Schoenfeld is on top of the bench. He's screaming at somebody. He's screaming at O'Reilly. They are friends.
They're holding back somebody.
These are friends yelling at one another. Can you believe this? And look at Bob Hoffmeyer. Oh, man. Well, this is a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. They would have been better off not playing this game.
I don't know what else to say.
Wolanin and Byers duke it out.
And they're going to go. And Byers is a good one, and Wolanin's a tough kid. And they're going to let him just go. God. I hope nobody gets hurt. God, I hope nobody gets hurt. Wow. Two guys are wrestling on the other side. I think that's Danico and Sweeney.
And Miller and Muller are there. And
Bork pulls down.
Bork goes down.
And we don't want Bork in it. You don't want Muller in it.
And you're going to see maybe ejections from the game, some top players. This is awful. This is just awful. And I guess you could have anticipated this happening. These are amateur officials trying to officiate a Stanley Cup playoff game. This is an absolute disgrace. This game should not have been played, fans. It would have been better off not being played. 8 minutes to go in the second period.
And while that was going on, Sam, I was watching the Bruins bench. Somebody took a swipe at John Cunniff, the assistant coach, from the side of the box. I don't know who it was, but they were going crazy, and they tried to restrain him and did.
Oh, my.
You can see Talbot holding on to Terry O'Reilly.
O'Reilly wanted to get it for Beak, and then, as we emphasized, he and Schoenfeld are good friends. They were yelling at one another about who started what, and then it still goes in the penalty boxes. Wolanin, Verbeek yelling at Kluzak. That's Wolanin yelling across.
Oh, boy.
And that's the referee.
Now, John McCauley's got to get involved in this. Yeah, he's going to talk to McCauley.
He better. Could he have seen it all? Maybe. He's got to take. He's got to get more involved.
You know, I love this game a lot. We've been around it an awful lot. I get so upset sometimes with sometimes the way it's run that I can scream.
Bill, I feel for you as a player because you know what it's like to have been down there. I've watched this game for 30 years. I've never seen anything like this. I can truly say that I can't believe this is happening in the 4th game of the Stanley Cup semifinals. This is just unbelievable.
Well,
this is something, Phil, this is comparable to what you would see in a preseason game.
you know, I'm just going to say this reminds me of some of our preseason rookie games we had, which we're trying to alleviate all that problem.
Well, and once again, the league will have to live with this. And this is something that hurts the National Hockey League's image over and over again.
Sweeney was with Danico. You can see the two coaches. I don't know whether they're yelling at each other as much as maybe they were.
No, I thought maybe they were because Schoenfeld was yelling to O'Reilly about why O'Reilly was getting after Verbeek, and Bob Hoffmeyer had jumped on the ledge, and he was ready to go over the boards, I think, if anything started.
McCauley and McInnes talking it over, and the linesman, he's going to kick somebody out of the game.
Byers
and
like
Wolanin will probably go.
Lyndon Byers.
Maybe 10 in misconduct.
Wolanin looks like he's gone for at least the rest of the period, if not the game. We'll find out. We'll await the official announcement. Wolanin's gone for a skate and a drink here. Well, he'll get some water back to his teammates. Well, it all began a couple of hours before game time tonight when the National Hockey League issued an edict saying that they had suspended. Brian O'Neill, the executive vice president, issued the statement from the league offices that Jim Schoenfeld, the Devils coach, had been suspended for tonight's game, and possibly further penalties might be coming after further investigation. For the incident that occurred at the end of Friday night's game, when the game ended, Schoenfeld and referee Don Koharski got involved. John McCauley.
Now, who would you do that? Did he have contact for roughing with Boston? Who gave me that? Okay, then Boston 42 roughing. Who gave me that? New Jersey 3 roughing. All went down. We only put the difference up to 16 for week. Did a man in the box for 42 and 3?
Sweeney and Danico get penalties. Looks like John McCauley calls on the penalty.
6, Gordon Kluzak, 2 minutes roughing. Number 29, Jay Miller, 2 minutes roughing. Number 34, Lyndon Byers, 5 minutes fighting and a 10-minute misconduct. Number 42, Bob Sweeney, 2 minutes roughing. For the Devils, number 16, Pat Verbeek, a double minor, 4 minutes for roughing. Number 10, Aaron Broughton, 2 minutes roughing. Number 6, Craig Wolanin, 5 minutes fighting and 10-minute misconduct. And number 3, Ken Danico, 2 minutes roughing. All penalties come at 12 minutes.
End result is the Bruins will wind up with a power play. 4 minors to the Devils, 3 minors to the Bruins. Byers and Wolanin get 15 minutes, 5 minutes each fighting, 10-minute misconduct. So the Bruins wind up with a man advantage.
Kirk Muller was over there talking to McCauley because Schoenfeld sent him over there.
5-minute fighting penalty for number 34, Lyndon Byers.
Sweeney goes in.
10-minute misconduct.
Jay Miller's already there.
This is the first time I ever saw this in my life, folks. In my life, that really, he's calling the game. If there's
From off the ice.
from off the ice.
But somebody has to. He's a league official in the National Hockey League. These men on the ice are not on-ice officials. They have worked as off-ice officials.
You're right.
All penalties.
You're right, Sam.
But they are part-time employees. So let's go over things. Lyndon Byers, 5 minutes fighting, 10-minute misconduct. Gord Kluzak, 2 minutes roughing. Jay Miller, 2 minutes roughing. Bob Sweeney, 2 minutes roughing. Verbeek, 4 minutes for roughing. Broughton, 2 minutes for roughing. Danico, 2 minutes for roughing. Bolannon, 5 minutes fighting, 10-minute misconduct. All penalties at 12 minutes of the second period. And the Bruins will be on a power play when we come back. New Jersey leading Boston 2-0.
If you could ask for a rugged, reliable partner that'll take on heavy-duty responsibility, Toyota one-ton truck. No compact or even mid-sized truck hauls a payload like this. And when you ask for pulling power, 1 ton gives you 2.5 tons. Don't compromise. Don't settle for less than Toyota quality. And now who's looking out for number 1? Toyota. Toyota could ask for anything more.
Power play Boston, they're third of the game. They're 0 for 2. Devils leading 2-0. 8 minutes to go, second period. And if you just joined us, this game, which was supposed to begin at 7:45 Eastern time and should have been right around the end of the game, right now, late in the third period, is just past the midway point of the second period. With a 1-hour delay, the NHL officials walking out, refusing to work tonight's game. And some rough stuff ensuing here. Neely moving in toward the net, kicked away by Burke. A shot.
Let's see it. That's what I was just going to say. All this waiting.
Here comes Janney with Neely. Neely scores! Beautiful setup. Janney to Neely. Power play goal for Boston. And the lead is cut to 2-1.
The Boston Bruins has Cam Neely. Boy, we've talked about this guy before. Let's take a look at it. Joyce in the corner doing a good job on Janney. Watch his beautiful little pass right here. And he just underneath the arm. I want you to watch when we watch this on super slow how Burke, when he lays down, okay? I think he goes down a little bit too quickly. Watch him. He's already going. And watch his arm right under the armpit. And the puck goes through.
Cam Neely, beautiful goal. And the Bruins break through. 2-1 the score. Teams back at full strength as the Bruins capitalize. After all the fighting, boy, it's really sparse on the benches now.
Oh, it's nice to get lots of room to spread out.
From Janney and Joyce.
Randy Burridge sends it in. Now the Bruins have new life after being down 2-0 since midway through the first period. Battle along the boards. Maley lost the stick. Centered for Casper. Backhanded. Burke's got it. In the front of his left arm with Willie Flint all over him. Flint and Maley straight off.
If I was the linesman now, these guys, and I'm a guy just coming in, I'd say, you guys want to go? Fight. Back off and go. Go. Have fun. You'll see how fast it'll stop.
You think so?
That's right. And then you'll get the idiots off and the rest will go.
How about the referee coming in and saying, you guys get off the ice for a while?
Yeah, okay, that's another one, Sam. Whoop-de-doo for you. Here's another angle of the goal as he puts it on the arm. And you'll see this, what I'm talking about. Watch this beautiful save by Burke as the puck goes in, and it's right in the top of his glove. And now Flint's off to the right there, and then Mealy came in later. We always have those stinking answers.
Got through and deflected. Oh, each way is fine, Phil.
Yeah.
You know, after a while, I get tired of all that fighting. Neely got the goal from Janney and Joyce at 12:31, the power play goal. You know, as the series has progressed, Janney has gotten better and better, Phil.
Sure has. He's a heck of a hockey player. That's for good.
Joyce. Sorella grabbed him.
This guy isn't bad either.
Joyce battling, and the whistle stops play. 6:33 to go. Second period here at the Meadowlands. Mark Johnson.
Bruins have come on strong in this period, out shooting the Devils 9-3.
Father.
Goal. Sorry, Sam.
The big Badger is here.
Yep.
Bob Johnson. So before tonight's game, looks great.
People were kidding him that he was going to coach tonight if Sean Felton.
Well, actually, think of all the guys who could have possibly chipped in to coach the Devils tonight. There is Bob Johnson. There's Don Cherry. There's yourself, Tom McPhee, Mike Milbury. They're all here. Mike Milbury was coaching at Maine in the American League this year. Tom McPhee coached Utica in the American League. A lot of choices. Harry Neal is here. Cam Neely fires off the stick to Burke. Sharp play by Burke. Devils come out. Muller picks up the puck, joined by Maley. Muller against Bourque. Took him out of the play. Neely comes back for Boston. Slowed down by Belichick. Burridge has got it. Taken out by Sorella. Backhander wide. Good chance by Craig Janney. Maley takes the puck. Leads Kirk Muller. Onside. Muller comes in against Bourque. Drops it back for Maley. Maley tripped up. No call. No call. Wow. Janney to Wesley. And the fans get on these amateur officials who are from the New Jersey area. Sorella. Calvin takes it away. Moves in. Centers for Tom McCarthy, who's tied up and taken down. Battle goes on. Calvin moves toward the net. He shoots, saved by Burke, and he's got it in the glove. And McCarthy wants a piece of somebody.
No, actually what happened, Marty, but Burke pushed Blett from behind. Because Blett was standing right in the crease, and Burke pushed him. There'll be no penalties. You're right, he's got to take control because Willie Plett's going over there and he's saying, I'm going to be back here. You touch me again and I'm going to get you.
Plett threatening Burke and being shoved away. 5:22 to go, second period. And New Jersey leading 2-1.
Leave it to the good hands, people. Compassion. You can't teach it or place too great a value on it. But you could measure it down this very road on the morning of June 23rd. In the actions of Allstate Claims Adjuster Don Mulder, who at 5 a.m. drove 60 miles to a fire site. All just to shorten the distance between a man's loss and a man's recovery. People like Don Mulder. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Let's take a look at Plett. Okay, now, watch Burke make the save here as Talbot comes out. Look at that. Hey, beautiful save. Plett's there. Now watch. The whistle blows. Now watch Burke. Man, little shot, that's all.
But no call for that.
No.
No reason to do that. Plett was skating away. Had been tied up by Sorella. And Burke.
He made a heck of a save.
Real good.
He had his glove right along the ice, and that puck went right into his glove.
McCarthy had set a nice pick for Shelton to come out of the corner. It's a real good play. This is Paul McInnes. He manages a skating rink in Yonkers, New York. He's the referee tonight.
He also works as an off-ice official here in New Jersey. Another look at this. Watch this great play. That's a good play by Muller on Tom McCarthy. A good play on Tom McCarthy. Good back-checking by Muller. Burke pushes in. There's before the save. Punches everybody. You know what? I'd like to see the goaltender. Okay, he can't serve the penalty, right? But the other coach should be able to pick anybody off that team and put him in the box if the goalie gets a penalty.
10-3. Boston out shooting New Jersey. First stop again, and it's deflected wide as Crowder came in. Centered. Lindstrom got taken down. Boy, and everybody's being taken down. Bodies flying everywhere, and the puck's on the back of the net. And the face-off outside the zone, put on the net by the Bruins. See it. Kenny Lindstrom skated away. Shaking his head.
Okay, let's take a look. There's a puck bouncing and a good try by Crowder. Keep it on. Right in front. You see the guys getting knocked down. Bowling pins.
Oh, there's wrestling going on. There's tackling going on. And there's some hockey being played. Big Joe right. We haven't had enough going on tonight. Stories upon stories tonight. McLean moving in against Kruzak. Suspended coach. Court injunction. Officials walk out. A playoff game being played with amateur officials. John McLean sees Patrick Sundstrom 3-on-2 across the line. McLean, he's stopped by Bourque. Whistle. It was offside. Slow whistle, but they made the call. 4:45 to go in the second period.
John McLean, does he score important goals for this team?
Last season, he scored over 30 goals. This season, in the first half of the year, he had only 7. In the second half of the year, he came on strong.
Well, it gave them a second line with Sundstrom and Johnson and McLean. That line scored a lot of big goals for them down the stretch. Jim Sullivan, one of the linesmen tonight.
Bruins control. Telvin lead for Janney. Poked away by Curvers. Telvin picks it up. Waits for Janney to get onside. Around the boards. Burke stops it. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. It'll be game 4 of the Campbell Conference Final. Edmonton at Detroit, excuse me. Janney burst past Curvers, but it's taken away by Loisel. Back to help out. Gave it away to Janney. Here comes Neely. Shot blocked by Curvers. Joyce has got it. To Neely. That shot wide. Neely gets it off quick. Shot by Telvin. Save Burke, and it's cleared aside.
Good stop, but that line of Janney, Neely, and Joyce, when they're on the ice, they're in the Devil's zone the whole time.
They're really going well now.
They were going like this the second game, too, Sam.
Broughton drawing it through. Glenn Wesley plays it right out of the zone. Steve Casper there. Here goes Neely. Casper couldn't find them. Wesley sends in the bouncer, stopped by Burke. 3:35 to go. Second period. New Jersey 2, Boston 1. It's up into the crowd. Play stop. Shots on goal in the second period. Boston with 12, and New Jersey still only 3.
Ken Danico. This guy played super hockey for this hockey team. Sam happy to get a puck. But Danico has been playing very well for the New Jersey Devils. Last game was the first time I've seen him look a little tired. He and Molan both played a lot of hockey. Tough kid.
One of 2 first-round draft picks for New Jersey in 1982, and a good pick. Burridge try to get in. Here's a chance for Casper. Saved by Burke. The rebound. Burke's got it.
I guess it was there. Willie Platt. He went right at Danico, and he started talking. But he went right at Sean Burke to see if there was a rebound.
This has been a strong period for the Bruins.
Let's take a look at it. The puck sort of was a tie draw, face-off, but the Bruins pick it up. Casper shoots and look at Platt, bottom of your screen. He was going after to slash him more than try to deflect that. Let's take another look at it. This Platt on the right side of your screen. Watch his stick. It comes down. You see that? If he has a stick on the ice, he's liable to be able to stop that and put it around him or deflect it. But he looked like he was trying to hack at him.
Muller and Casper. Casper wins to Bourque for the shot. Knocked away with a blocker. Penalty called. It looks like Joe Sorella for pulling down Willie Platt. Sorella gets called with 3:22 to go.
And Platt is still yapping at Burke.
Is it Platt also? I think it may be both men. Platt's going off.
Platt Burke, I guess.
Not Sorella. Sorella pulled down Platt, but Burke is going to get the call, I guess.
Yeah, he's talking to Kurt Muller, so.
8 o'clock Eastern time from the Joe Louis Arena. Game 4. The Detroit Red Wings came alive last night with Steve Yzerman back and beat the Edmonton Oilers. It'll be Game 4. Mike Emmerich and Bill Clement will bring it to you. And then Tuesday night will be at the Boston Garden for Game 5 of this series. 7:30 Eastern time. Bill and I will bring it to you. The Devils and the Bruins. But now It'll be interesting after tonight to see what happens, what action the league will take against the NHL officials who refused to work tonight's game, what action the other NHL officials will take if their if their colleagues are fired or suspended. We'll see what happens.
You know, the other thing is that if the Boston Bruins lose, unless they have said, look, okay, we'll play this game, but they couldn't have.
I don't, because is there anything in the rules, Phil, that calls for a protest like in baseball? Can you play a game under protest? I don't believe there is.
No, there isn't.
I believe you agree to play the game, and that's it.
Sam, they changed the rules so much, I don't know.
Still skating 5 aside, 3:10 to go, second period. Bork moves it quickly. Tom McCarthy for Lindsman. Back behind the net. Lindsman takes it away from Driver and centers, but Broughton is there to intercept. Here come the Devils.
3 Bruins behind the net.
Shanahan coming down. Kruzak is there. Leaves it for Kurvers. Toward the net all the way through as Muller is tied up by Bork. Bork continues to be outstanding all over the ice for Boston. Kruzak looking for the puck, almost centered, but Lindsman blocked it.
Easy. You know what surprises me?
Yeah.
They put Verbeek in the penalty box, and they put Broughton, Muller out there, and Shanahan. That's surprising.
Lindsman gets rid of the puck to Crowder. Devils get back. Kruzak against Driver. 2:20 to go in the second period. Those penalties were Burke for roughing, Flett for slashing at 16:38, and Verbeek serving the penalty for Burke. Here's Pelvin. Feed for Neely. Janney plays it and is tied up along the boards by Belichick. Jim Korn. Got help from Cirella on Neely. Devils get out. Mark Johnson with Brickley. Back for Johnson. Korn goes to play it with Bob Joyce on him. Blocked by Wesley. Brickley's got it. For Johnson, he was tied up in front by Kelvin. Good play, and Wesley skates it clear. 1:45 to go in the second. 2-1, New Jersey leading it. Neely centers off the stick of Burke. Johnson moves it to Brickley. Brickley playing his first playoff game. The Devils scratch Perry Anderson and Doug Brown from the lineup tonight. Lemelin moves it away from John McClain, but Dave Maley is there to play it. Back to McClain. Patrick Sundstrom cutting in. McClain goes back to Danico. Long shot. Deflected by Maley wide as he screened Lemelin. Bork's got it. Up the middle, here comes a 2-on-1. Janney and Neely against Danico. Janney to Neely, just missed. Neely shoots wide off the glass. Less than a minute to go in the second period. McClain moves in with Kurvers. Blocked by Bork. The ever-present Raymond Bork. Burridge went sliding into the post. 48 seconds to go in the second period, and Tom Mees is patiently standing by in the studio. Tom?
All right, Sam, I think all our patience have been tried tonight. Between periods, of course, we'll be recapping all the bizarre events surrounding this fourth game of the Wales Conference Finals. We'll also be checking in with Mike Emmerich and Bill Clement standing by in Detroit. We'll have them live on the phone lines. Mike will give us an historical perspective on what is known now as this Mother's Day walkout by the NHL officials. Bill Clement, who has been in contact with Kerry Frazier, the designated referee for tomorrow's game in Detroit, he'll have some reaction from Kerry Frazier, not in person, but he'll tell us what Kerry told him earlier this evening. And, of course, we'll also be checking in with Matt Lauer down at the Meadowlands, along with Sam Rosen and Phil Esposito, to keep you, the hockey fan, up to date on what has to be characterized by everybody who loves the sport as a sad, sad day for the NHL. Let's go back now to New Jersey and Sam and Phil.
Thanks, Tom. Shots on goal in the second period. 14 for Boston and 3 for New Jersey. And the Devils have to consider themselves lucky to be holding on to the lead right here.
Burke has been outstanding, and they've hit a goal post. The Bruins have. Burke has been great.
Only goal, a power play goal for Boston by Cam Neely. New Jersey goals in the first period. Maley and Verbeek in a span of 45 seconds. Driver toward the net. Save Lemelin. Rebound. Lemelin's got it. Good save off that shot by Driver from the point.
Kasper did not take that face-off, and I'm just wondering why he would not take that draw. Maybe his shoulder is sore, but here's a good little wrist shot right on the pads. The puck bounces up, and Lemelin covers up.
34 seconds to go in this period.
Out comes Bork again.
I agree with you, Phil. I think that Casper, in talking with Matt Lauer between periods, alluded to the fact that, you know, something was wrong, but he didn't want to talk about it. Yeah, he's getting by. He's playing hurt. Bob Sweeney, Boston College product, had a good rookie year.
Well, they've got Linsman on the draw now, and they've still got Casper out there, but Linsman has taken a draw against Broughton. And a tie. And Linsman comes up with it.
Then he got hooked by Broughton, and it's taken away by Sullivan. He shoots, hit the post, the outside of the net. All on the board, 20 seconds to go in the period. Bruins get clear. Broughton banging with Joyce. Bork moves it quickly to Kuzak. Bouncing puck goes into the corner. Broughton back for it. 5 seconds to go in the period. Loose in the corner. Danico gets to it, and that's it. Second period is over. Bruins outshoot the Devils 14-5. Sean Burke stops 13 shots in that second period. The only one he didn't was a power play goal by Cam Neely. Fights broke out in that second period, and then things settled down. The amateur officials have had their hands full. But the playoffs continue with the amateur officials on the ice. The Boston Bruins came back to cut the Devils' 2-goal lead to 1. And this will be a very tough, interesting third period coming up. End of 2 at the Meadowlands. Devils 2, Bruins 1.
Round of lights here?
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
Let me know when you're ready for another round.
Before introducing Kodak's new easy-to-use 35mm cameras, we asked people around the country to try them out. And when they did, something remarkable happened. With Kodak's new Auto 35 cameras, they took the best pictures of their lives.
Being 7'2" has its disadvantages. Like I've got the biggest stomach on the team. When I get hungry, you can hear my stomach growling in the next area code. And when that happens, I pick up some Campbell's Chunky.
Nothing takes care of a mean appetite like the hearty chunks of beef and garden vegetables in Campbell's Chunky Beef Soup.
I look for two things in the kitchen: chunky and high ceilings.
Campbell's Chunky. It takes care of the meanest appetites.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Hi there. You looking for Mr. Right?
Give this guy a light. And Bud Light here.
Ask for Bud Light, the light beer with the first name and taste. Because everything else is just a light.
Thanks. Keep the chains.
Welcome back on ESPN's Road to the Cup. I'm Tom Mees in our studios, and boy, have our studios been busy tonight trying to track the story of what has been called here the Mother's Day walkout by the NHL referees. Dave Newell, Gord Brossiger, and Ray Scapanello, the trio scheduled to work tonight's game. They saw Jim Schoenfeld behind the bench after Schoenfeld, of course, got into an altercation with referee Don Koharski Friday night. The referees were obviously upset. The league voted this afternoon to issue a statement suspending Jim Schoenfeld, and the Devils went out, got a Superior Court judge to put a restraining order in and say that Schoenfeld could be allowed to coach the team. And when the officials, Newell, Scapanello, and Brossiger, saw that, they said, no way. We're not refereeing tonight's game. Let's turn the clock back, if we can. 48 hours, just about 48 hours ago, in the Meadowlands, was following Game 3 of this Wales Conference Final. Boston had just beaten New Jersey 6-1. Let's go over this thing from the start. The game had just ended, and referee Don Koharski had to pass by the New Jersey Devil bench on his way to his locker room. Well, Jim Schoenfeld, who was upset at the officiating, obviously, was there waiting for him. This is Schoenfeld, the Devils' head coach. Now, Koharski waited a while before coming over. Then, he's got to get to his locker room. There's Schoenfeld giving him the business. And it goes on and on and on down the corridor. Now, it doesn't look like anybody's pushing anybody physically here. But let's listen into what happened a few seconds later. Schoenfeld was suspended by the NHL this afternoon, but then the New Jersey Devils got a Superior Court judge to issue a restraining order allowing Schoenfeld to coach tonight. Larry Brooks reads that statement.
New Jersey Devils have served the National Hockey League with a restraining order in response to the league suspension of our head coach, Jim Schoenfeld. Jim Schoenfeld will be behind the bench for tonight's game.
So the Devils had to leave the ice after the warm-ups because the referees refused to work. Once they saw Schoenfeld behind the New Jersey bench, the Devils walking out, and there you see Jim Schoenfeld talking with John McCauley, the head of the NHL referees, the supervisor of referees, not a union man, he's a league man. He supervises the NHL referees. And here come the replacement officials into the arena. Paul McGinnis, followed by Jim Sullivan and Vin Godleski. And meanwhile, McCauley, the NHL supervisor of officials, stationed himself and will again in the third period in the penalty box to make sure if there's any questions surrounding the calls of Mr. McGinnis or the line calls of the two New Jersey area linemen, that a league official will be present to solve anything. Meanwhile, the fans were just glad to see hockey when they saw Schoenfeld behind the bench, gave their appreciation, some of them showing it in signs saying, "We love Jim Schoenfeld," and the New Jersey Devils then took the ice. Now, the Devils, of course, the primary focus, the primary eye of the storm, and their coach, Jim Schoenfeld. But what about the Boston Bruins? They showed up tonight wanting to play a hockey game. They're playing it all right, and they're playing well. They're only down 2-1. But let's go to Matt Lauer now with the general manager of the Boston Bruins, Harry Sinden, standing by live at the Meadowlands. Matt?
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Harry Sinden is with us. First of all, Harry, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Before the game, there was a lot of controversy. How do you think it's affected the flow of the game so far?
It's definitely affected it. I really don't feel it's picking up somewhat now, but I really didn't feel in the first period and even the start of the second period that the players really knew how to play. I mean, they didn't know how far to go or just how to play. They prepare for a game all day and yesterday and meetings and get ready to play a certain way. And when something like this happens, it just has to change the way they approach the game.
You met before the game with John McCauley, also with Lou Lamoriello. What was said in that meeting?
Well, we tried to convince the council for the Referees Association that this was folly for him to I think he was advising them and that it was folly to do it, and that he should try and convince his people that they should work the game, get the game over, and then get into the matters they're concerned about.
When you learned they would not work the game, was there ever a time you felt as though the Bruins should not play the game?
No. I didn't like the situation. We were the victims, but the one thing we were determined to do is make sure this game was played. And as a Boston Bruin, I was going to make sure that we wouldn't be anyway responsible for the game being, canceled or whatever. But, the Devils got what they wanted. They got their coach behind the bench. The referees got what they wanted. They got their protest out in front of everybody. We didn't get what we wanted, and that was just a properly conducted hockey game.
What about the chance of a protest in this game?
Well, we reserve our rights to do that, and we're certainly going to do it if we can. We've been victimized here. We didn't have anything to do with the incident. I'm very ashamed, really, when I see the officials take this position, because although we all have our differences and problems in this game, the integrity of the game itself, has to be first.
All right, Harry Sinden, the general manager of the Boston Bruins. Nobody likes what's going on here tonight. Back upstairs now to Sam Rosen and Phil Esposito. Guys?
Okay, thank you, Matt. And certainly an interesting comment on the part of Harry Sinden, saying he reserves the right to protest. Now, I'm not aware of anything in the rules that states that a team can protest a game once they agree to play under the conditions that everyone was aware of.
Well, you can protest anything, actually, Sam, if you want. And they do reserve the right, and I think they do have the right to protest. I mean, whether it's going to be accepted or not is another story. But Harry's right in one respect. The integrity of the game is at stake here. The referees, I don't think it's only the referees. I really don't. I think that The league has to be responsible also.
Okay, Tom Meese is standing by in the studio. Let's rejoin him right now.
All right, Sam and Phil, perhaps what we're all seeing tonight is what happens when you bring civil court officials into what really should be a league matter in the National Hockey League, but that's another matter for debate many, many days down the road. Mike Emmerich and Bill Clement, meanwhile, are sitting by in Detroit by the telephone, and they have some very interesting thoughts for us as ESPN's Road to the Cup continues in a moment.
In May, the Movie Channel has something for everyone who loves movies. If it's laughs you crave, Shelley Long and Bette Midler couldn't be funnier.
You know me! Love you. Damn right he did.
Unless you add George Carlin.
Some guys are chasing us because one of them stole a virus that's going to kill and destroy all the plants.
The 60s were good to you, weren't they? And they're all outrageous, in outrageous fortune. And so is Michael J. Fox. He's out of control. He'll do anything for success. Will you marry?
No, but I'd like to be... Oh, my God. The sexual revolution is over. Everybody out of bed.
But if it's time to get serious, a beautiful woman, a loving husband, and a mysterious stranger in a drama filled with danger and intrigue, The Good Wife. And for adventure, don't touch that dial. Burt Reynolds, Lauren Hutton, and Cliff Robertson are out to play tough in Malone. And Alan Quartermain, master of adventure himself, has teamed up with the most unlikely partner. Looking for gold. It's all here. Movies, movies, movies. All kinds, all the time on the Movie Channel.
I do have flight 139 leaving in 20 minutes, but only in first class.
I'll take it. Yeah, they're calling my flight. I'll be there. I missed much.
No, it just started.
Where is she?
The second potted plant from the left.
Coming through when you're needed most. Membership has its privileges.
1982, Benny Parsons breaks the 200-mile-per-hour mark. 1984, Johnny Rutherford is the first driver to reach 215 miles per hour. 1985, Bill Elliott becomes the Winston $1 Million winner. 1987, Alain Prost breaks Jackie Stewart's longtime winning record with his 28th win. If there's a record to be broken, you'll see it on ESPN's Auto Racing. Over 1 million miles of racing experience on ESPN.
Welcome back to our Road to the Cup studios. For the record, after 2 periods at the Meadowlands tonight in New Jersey, the New Jersey Devils, in a game that they really must win if they have any realistic hopes of winning this series, lead the Boston Bruins 2-1. But, of course, the Mother's Day walkout by the NHL officials is what's on everybody's mind. Substitute referees and linesmen working this game. Let's go to Bill Clement live on our phone line now from Detroit, where Bill, along with Mike Emmerich, are set to call tomorrow night's game, if there is one, between the Detroit Red Wings and the Edmonton Oilers. Bill, we understand you've been in contact with Kerry Fraser, who is the referee that is designated right now to work that game tomorrow night.
Well, Tom, we were also in contact with John Ashley, and both John Ashley, by the way, who is the supervisor out here, he is the equivalent of John McCauley in the West for this Campbell Conference. Both Mr. Ashley and Kerry Fraser have declined to come on camera with us, but they were both polite enough to call us back. We have to understand that they're in a real precarious situation, in a volatile, crucial situation concerning the officials. Here's what Kerry Fraser would tell me for the record, that he has spoken to Andy Van Hellemond, and that between them and amongst the other officials, they have communicated with just about all of the officials in the NHL who aren't working tonight, and they are 100% united behind Dave Newell and the officials in New Jersey. He also said, when I said, are you guys going to be refereeing tomorrow night, they're very non-committal about it, pending a written release by their attorney who represents their association, and Harry Sinden mentioned their counsel at New Jersey. For all I know, we can assume that that might be the same gentleman, but that was a statement from Kerry Fraser. They're being very non-committal about tomorrow night, pending a statement by the man that is the head of their association tomorrow.
Well, Bill, let me ask you this. As you sit in your hotel room in Detroit now, watching this game tonight, albeit a close one, albeit with substitute officials, Sam Rosen and Phil Esposito, I think, made some editorial comments, and I think they were called for. Sam saying at one point when the fisticuffs started that this game really shouldn't have been played tonight. Did the NHL have any choice under the old show must go on acronym?
Well, let me put it this way. This game should never hurt the people that are paying the money that come to the darn building, Tom. And I don't care who has to officiate. I think the game should have been played. There are a lot of people that would be inconvenienced and very disappointed by it. But the fact remains that the National Hockey League tonight is a dog that has two tails. One is the officials, one is the New Jersey Devils. And you know what? Tonight, both of those tails have wagged the hell out of the dog, just about thrashed it to death.
Well, it is a bleak night for the National Hockey League. One point that Don Grapes Cherry brought up with Matt Lauer at the Meadowlands, he wondered where the heavy hitters of the National Hockey League were, i.e. the officials, either a president or executive vice president. Obviously, they were on the phones today. They made some decisions concerning a suspension on Jim Schoenfeld. Does it surprise you that some higher-ups weren't there, that John McCauley is the highest person in attendance tonight?
I'm not sure that anything surprises me anymore, Tom, when it comes to these types of situations. Marty McSorley was kicked out of the game and speared and ended up playing Game 4 before his hearing. Jim Schoenfeld was not afforded that hearing. There was no hearing. He was suspended pending the hearing. And it goes back to, I guess, what I've tried to maintain all year long, that there has to be more consistency in everything. I say define the crime and then designate the punishment, but there are very few definitions for the crimes, and it becomes an arbitrary situation just about every time something new happens. And finally, it has come to this, and the whole world of hockey, unfortunately, has had to suffer tonight because this thing has gotten out of hand.
All right, Bill Clement, thank you very much for your comments. And, Bill, I hope you and Mike have just a good old-fashioned Stanley Cup hockey game to call tomorrow night in Detroit. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail. The sides will get together and resolve this. Let us hope. Well, Sports Center, of course, was scheduled to come on at 11 o'clock tonight. Obviously, that won't be the case, but Chris Berman is here anyway with the Sports Center update. Chris?
All right, Tommy, we are standing by until the end of the game, and I'd like to commend you and all the hockey crew on conducting the first rain delay in hockey on television. At any rate, when the game is over, John Saunders and I will be by with the Sports Center. Hey, the Oakland A's are a hot ball club. They've won 13 in a row, and Dave Stewart, nobody has beaten him this year. He was 7-0, went up against 6-0 Greg Swindell of the Indians. We'll have some highlights. We'll also tell you that Doug Drabeck danced with a little history as he tried to take a no-hitter all the way through for the Pirates. We'll talk about NBA playoffs and a first quarter that the Jazz would like to forget. We'll have golf and tennis, all that, of course, on Sports Center, following the hockey. And who else to continue between periods than the inimitable one, Tom Mees.
Who knows when this game will end? It would be fitting tonight if we had an overtime, wouldn't it be? 2-1 is the score. New Jersey leading Boston. We'll be back to get you set for the third period of play from the Meadowlands tonight in just a moment.
There are a lot of things to take with you when you go house hunting, but this is the most important. Equibank's pre-approved mortgage. It lets you know how much of a loan you qualify for before you find your house. At Equibank, the straight talk bank. With Equibank's value plan, you get checking, checks, and a safe deposit box, all for free. Plus, no-fee traveler's checks and no-fee Mac card and more. It can save you up to $200 a year and only costs $4 a month at Equibank, the straight talk bank.
Just underway, start of the third period. The Devils putting the puck in the Bruins zone, and Reggie Lemelin controlling for the faceoff. Ray Bourque played 24 minutes and 41 seconds of the first 40 minutes of this game.
You know, I listened to Billy Clement's comments, and I'd be remiss if I wouldn't say this, and I don't see how it is the New Jersey Devils' fault. They went and got an injunction and did this, and I think that the league handing down a suspension without a hearing, I don't understand.
And handing it down 2 hours before game time.
Right.
It's a very difficult position to be in. See the power plays, the Bruins cashing in. Cam Neely with a beautiful goal. The Devils are 0 for 2 thus far in the power play. Muller, checked by Lindsman, and Keith Crowder sends out Ray Bourque. Bourque against Driver. Behind the back pass to Crowder. Crowder against Driver. Driver stays with him. Good play. And Curvers moved the puck, but Bourque is there. Rotten on him. Boy, they pounded each other. Bourque whiplashed his stick around. Curvers finds Verbeek. This is Muller with Verbeek. Broughton trailing. Driver coming down the boards. Muller took Bork's stick away. Bork holding driver as the Bruins move away with the puck. New Jersey leading 2-1 here in the third period. Devils, a win will tie the series.
Interesting what Harry Simmons said. The players didn't know how to react, and they're getting away from their game. And I think they're trying to get back to their game, but boy, oh boy, there's a lot of chippy play going on. That's all I can say out there. Chippy play.
Cirola's got the puck. A minute and a half gone by in the third period. He looks it clear. The Devils have been prone to play defensive style hockey with a lead, to sit back.
When it's hurt,
let's watch. Burke moves it, Neely intercepts it. Cirola playing it up the boards. Wesley couldn't keep it in the zone. Michael Telvin goes back for it. Game 5, Tuesday night in Boston Garden. We'll have it for you at 7:30 Eastern Time, right here on our Road to the Cup. Randy Belichick out for John McClain. Bruins looking for a comeback to take a commanding 3-1 lead in the series. Bork rushing the puck. Finds Kruzak. Bounces past Sean Burke. And Belichick moves it right out of the zone.
Boston are doing this period what they did the first, and that's just getting the blue line and blast it in. The second period, they carried it in.
Sullivan with a quick shot that goes wide. Devils have been missing the net a lot. Sullivan centers, but Casper there to intercept. Devils have had only 3 shots on goal.
See, there you go again. He's just shooting it in.
Right after the puck. 3 shots on goal for the Devils since the first period. Excuse me, 5 shots on goal. They had 9 in the first period. Telvin with a shot deflected. Sullivan works it out. And Telvin goes back to play it. Brendan Shanahan bearing down on him. A little over 3 minutes gone in the third period. Off the glass and all the way down. Sean Burke plays it. Crowder intercepts. Lindsman heading for the net. Crowder drives one. Save. Cirolla's got it.
He could have walked in another 10 feet.
Cirolla taken down by Crowder. Shanahan has the puck. Lemelin stops it. Verbeek forechecking. Shanahan blocks it in the corner. This is Kurt Muller. Missed by Verbeek. Right through. And Crowder sends to Lindsman. Lindsman couldn't split the defense. Tom McCarthy moves in the backhand and blocked in front. The rebound knocked aside. Verbeek sends out Shanahan. He's got Cirola with him in center. Tied up by Alan Peterson. Bork looking for the puck. Shanahan gets it to McClain. McClain's got it. Looking around. Controlling. Fires. It's knocked down by Peterson. Set it for Kurvers. He scores!
Tom Kurvers. And then he snapped this one. Watch this play by McClain. A great play. The first the shot, it goes off Peterson. Left to your screen is Kurvers. Watch his snapshot. Oh, boy, right in the slot. Beautiful. Watch the rebound come right back. And a beautiful pass by Shanahan. And a snapper. Beautiful shot.
Great shift for Brendan Shanahan. He kept the puck alive along the boards. He set up the goal. Kurvers gets rid of it.
Another look at it. Here's Kurvers right in that slot. No chance for Reggie Lemelin.
Tom Kurvers, who did not play in Game 3, out with an injured thumb. He's playing hurt. Returns to the lineup and gets a big goal. 3-1 New Jersey. Shanny sends it in. Kurvers, 6th of the playoffs. From Shanahan and McClain at 4:04. Devils' first shot on goal of the period, and it's in the net. Lemelin plays it, blocked by Loisel, and Bork's got it. Joyce to Neely. Neely against Cirola. Shot kicked away by Burke. Oh, again, a tough shot by Neely.
It fooled him, and he was quick enough. He has that quick feet.
Cirola will hit him on Joyce in center. McClain away with the puck. Kruzak sends it across. Willie Platt bounces one in. Ken Danico's got the puck. New Jersey Devils trying to break a home ice 3-game losing streak here in the playoffs. Mark Johnson stopped by Glenn Wesley. Randy Burridge has it for Boston. Another bouncer. Tough hop. Burke stayed with it. Belichick double team by Casper and Flett. Flett all over Belichick. Oh, good play by the Devils defenseman to get away. Belichick carrying. And the drive. Wide.
I can't believe how the Bruins defense backed in on that one.
Backed in, open wide. Well, that part was good to let Lemelin see the puck. But they just gave Belichick the blast. Belichick sends it ahead for Muller. Hooked by Casper. And taken back by Alan Peterson. 6 minutes gone in the third period. New Jersey leading 3-1. Looking to tie the Wales Conference final series. Here comes Broughton for a shot. Good save by Lemelin. 13:51 to go. Third period. And the Meadowlands goes wild for the...
Blue. Labatt's blue.
Evening is nice.
Blue heaven.
I hurry to mine.
Smooth.
Clean. Crisp.
Labatt's blue.
Turn to the right.
Imported beer from Canada.
We'll lead you to mine.
Labatt's blue. Yeah.
Heaven.
The Road to the Cup on ESPN tonight, coming to you from East Rutherford, New Jersey, being brought to you by the crisp, clean, imported taste of Labatt's Blue. It's Blue Heaven. And by Mitsubishi Motors, who invites you to come see the full line of cars and trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice. And by Allstate. For home, auto, and life insurance, you're in good hands with Allstate. Well, we're in good hands at the Meadowlands with Sam Rosen and Phil Esposito. Take it away, Sam.
Thanks, Tom. And the Devils fans know if the Devils win tonight, it guarantees another home ice appearance by the Devils for Game 6 here on Thursday night. Game 5 will be in Boston on Tuesday night. Bruce Driver. Devils defense has played much better tonight.
What's going on right now is the line changes. Terry O'Reilly changed lines.
The Devils,
the referee won't let him do it.
8-1 when they take the lead into the third period.
No, that was the Bruins, I thought, wasn't it?
No, Devils 8-1 when they lead going into the third. Bruins are 0-4 when trailing going into the third. Muller, Broughton, and Verbeek, Kerfers, and Driver, and those number ones handed out tonight free to all the fans coming in, waving and pointing at Reggie Lemelin, trying to distract them. Bork tied up by Broughton. Middleton sends it in. Knocked away from Jay Miller. Miller on the ice for the first time in a long time. Lindgren stops it for Miller. He's tied up as Driver's holding his stick. Shot save made by Burke. Rebound up the side by Burke. Lindgren had a good chance. Kuzak shot. Look at it. Save Burke. He's got it.
I tell you.
Sean Burke has stayed in the game. The tough guy, Jay Miller. He wants it. Somebody. Driver was holding his stick.
Well, you know, there was so much tackling going on in front of the net. And this is happening at both ends of the rink.
13-18 to go. Third period in New Jersey leading 3-1.
Suddenly, there's a whole new way of looking at sports sedans. The new Mitsubishi Galant. Its design is dynamic and spirited. Unlike Camry or Accord, Galant offers the world's most advanced electronic suspension, available anti-lock braking, and was voted Japan's Car of the Year. But Galant's most significant development isn't just the technology that's gone into it, but the feeling you'll get out of it. The new Mitsubishi Galant with prices starting around $10,700. It's suddenly the obvious choice.
Let's watch some slow motion play here. Watch Miller. He's the key guy to key on because there's one save. And now watch the left of your screen. Driver goes in there and just tackles Ricky Middleton. You can see this. They're going at it with each other. Here's the shot, and Burke again makes a good save. Look at this. Great concentration.
Concentration has been outstanding by Sean Burke. Back to the live action. Keith Crowder battles with Ken Danico. And Crowder hit hard at the end of the Devils bench.
Boy, that really hurts because you go right into that glass where you don't realize there's no glass there, and all of a sudden you run into it.
The lead a little too far for Craig Janney. Danico back. Janney bumps him, trying to take the puck away. Boiselle helping out for New Jersey, number 19. Gets to the puck. 12:35 to go in the third period. Devils leading 3-1. Janney tries to center. Danico blocked it. Offside was whistled. Offside. And the referee made that call. Referee helping out.
You see, that's what Harry Sinden was talking about with the flow. You know, that's not the referee's call, and regular officials don't call that. So they're amateurs, but they shouldn't call anyway. Here's what I was talking about. Watch. Bam.
Remember Al Iafrate going into the stanchion?
Sure do.
In
Bam.
Madison Square Garden.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, the referee should not call. If they have the officials, they should be the officials, and that's it.
I think right now everybody's helping. Now John McCauley has called the referee,
probably telling
Paul McInnes, over to discuss something with him at the penalty box.
He's probably telling him, look, you can't call offsides too.
If you joined us late, this game got underway at 8:51. After a delay of over an hour, Neely fanned on that shot. Bolannon moves it to McLean. The NHL League officials refusing to work tonight's game in protest over the fact that Jim Schoenfeld is coaching behind the bench for the New Jersey Devils. Craig Janney sending it in. Belichick hit by Neely. Hard hit. Belichick goes down, tucks the puck, tried to tuck it underneath. It went into the crease, and it was stopped by Sean Burke. 11:56 to go. Third period at the Meadowlands. And New Jersey leading Boston.
Trickle, trickle, a drip drop, doing the 7-Up raindrop bop. Splash, splash, don't stop the 7-Up raindrop bop. 'Cause it feels so good, coming down, down, down on the town. Take a splash, splash, do it like this.
Pop about the top and do the raindrop bop.
7-Up feels so good.